Now, one of the biggest things I get asked on a daily basis, and it's something that I struggled with myself when I was going through my own health and fitness journey, is do you have to track your calories if you want to achieve a certain result? And in short, the answer is no. You don't have to track your calories. Just like you don't have to track your finances. But if you're trying to save for a mortgage, one of the first things you're going to do is you're going to track your finances. You're going to maybe cut down the coffees, cut down the takeaways, cut down the social events. And each week you're going to do your finances so you can save money for that mortgage. So I want you to think of your health and fitness just like that. Is tracking calories essential? Definitely not. Is it beneficial? I think so. And having lost over 35 kg myself and having helped hundreds of people also lose weight, tracking calories can be very beneficial. And one of the biggest mistakes I see with people who are trying to track calories is there's no education around it. I want you to look at tracking your calories as an educational tool. It's a tool to keep you accountable. Rather than getting obsessed with the calories, get obsessed with understanding the nutrients in that certain food. Because we're in a day and age now where everyone is associating food with a number. And I think it's a bit of a negative cycle. Yes, we want to understand the calories in certain foods, but also it's important to not look at food as only a number. You want to make sure that your food is more nutrient dense. And yes, calories in versus calories out is where fat loss or weight loss will occur, but the quality of your food is so important. Because you have so much people online telling you all you have to do is track your calories, do this, do that. But no one's talking about food quality. So yes, it comes down to a numbers game, but you want to make sure that your nutrition is made up of nutrient dense foods. So using the likes of MyFitnessPal or one of them apps to track your calories, but more importantly, understand what nutrients is in that certain food. Because if we're only associating food with a number, it's going to lead to having a negative impact on food. But the reason why tracking your calories can be a good idea is it gives you a better indication of what's in food. Because a lot of the time, it's the small things that make the difference. So when it comes to weight loss, it comes down to energy balance. So in order for you to lose weight or lose fat, you need to be in a calorie deficit. And I know you've heard this word time and time again. Calorie deficit, calorie deficit. But I want you to imagine this. For us to be alive, for me to be talking right now, for you to be listening, your body needs a certain amount of calories to just stay alive. So for example, if you needed 2,000 calories just to stay alive, and you ate this every single day, you would not gain fat, you would not gain weight. But let's say if you were to consume 1,500 calories, what this now means is you have 500 calories in the difference. Because your body needs 2,000 calories to survive, but you are now eating 1,500 calories, you're now in a 500 calorie deficit. So what's going to happen is your body's going to go to your fat stores and it's going to pull out 500 calories to bring you back up to your maintenance. But let's reverse the roles. Let's say if you were to consume 2,500 calories, you are now 500 calories over what your body actually needs to survive. So what happens is your body doesn't need that energy, so it's going to put that back into your fat stores. This is how fat gain happens. And if you were to consume 3,000 calories, you're now 1,000 calories over your maintenance, which is going to lead to more weight gain or fat gain. If you were to consume 1,200 calories, you're now in an 800 calorie deficit, meaning your body's going to use more fat for fuel. And we might think that it's the chocolates and the bars that are going to make all the difference. So when you can understand it from this perspective, then you can understand that 100 calories or 200 calories here and there, it adds up quite fast. So I'm going to use this as a really good example of how these small things can make a massive difference. This olive oil here, if we look at a teaspoon, which isn't a lot, this here is 40 calories. So if I put this onto my pan here, you can barely even see it. But we need to be realistic, because when we're cooking food, what tends to happen is we're not going to measure it out like this. We tend to get the olive oil and we tend to bash it here. And now our teaspoon, which is only 40 calories at the start, has now turned into maybe 300 calories. So it's the small things like this that add up over time. The likes of butters, the likes of sauces, the likes of oils they're the stuff that catch most people out. Because even for me, back when I started my health and fitness journey, I'd put down a teaspoon of oil, which was 40 calories, but realistically, I was consuming 4 or 5 times the amount. So now my 40 calories has now turned into 250, 300 calories worth of oil. And again, we'll use butter as a good example. This here is only 5 grams, which is about 40 calories. But realistically, if we're having some toast or having some potatoes or whatever it may be, we're not going to use 5 grams. We're probably going to use 4 or 5 times that amount. So again, this here is over 160 calories. So if we've only tracked 5 grams, which we thought was 40 calories, and realistically it's now over 150 calories. And these are the things that we wouldn't know if we didn't track. Being able to understand what contains what is going to help you in the long run. And I remember at the very start, I thought I was tracking my calories 100%. I thought I was doing things perfectly. I got a meal plan, I followed it as best I could, but I wasn't weighing my food, I wasn't tracking my food, but yet I was gaining weight and I couldn't understand why this was. It was only when I started to track my food by using the likes of MyFitnessPal and really paying attention to the small things, just like the oils and the butters and the sauces, that's where I started to see results, because now I was tracking accordingly to what I was actually eating rather than trying to guess it. And now we can use these fruits as a good example. Banana around 110 calories. Kiwi fruit around 45 calories. This apple here is around 100 calories. And these are the small things that do make difference. This isn't about labeling a food as a calorie, it's understanding what foods contain what. Because these are the small things that could be stopping you from seeing the results. The likes of the oils, the butters, the sauces, even the fruits. I'm not saying fruits are bad, oils are bad, seeds are bad. It's just understanding that every food has a different energy property. And it's when you start tracking your food, when you start understanding what contains what, then you're in control. Because I'm sure you've often said to yourself, I ate really good this week, I was so good, I had lots of fruits, I had lots of avocados, I had lots of vegetables, I had really good potatoes, really good meats, but I've gained weight. But if you were to break it down and look at it from an energy perspective, yes, your food is nutrient dense, but also you can have too much of nutrient dense foods in terms of calories. And again, it comes back down to calories. It's not about obsessing about food and numbers. It's about obsessing over what food contains and nutrients in it. Because when you understand it more, it means you're back in control. Something I struggled with for years and years. After it's grand, I'm having fruits and I'm having vegetables. I had some oils. I had coconut oil. It's really good. And these are the small things that will stop me from seeing results. And one of the most common things I see with my clients is the exact same. It's the oils, the butters, the seeds, the fruits. They're the stuff that they're not tracking. And like I said before, what gets tracked gets measured. Just like your finances, what gets tracked gets measured. The more you can understand where you're spending your money, the coffees, the protein bars, the nights out, they're the small things that add up over time. Just like your food, the little stuff add up over time. You might need to consume 1,500 calories to be in a deficit. So when you look at the likes of the apple being 100 calories and the banana being 100 calories, your 1,500 calories is getting lower and lower. So remember, it's not about restricting yourself, it's about making smarter choices, especially when you have a goal. If you don't have a goal, that's okay. But if your goal is to lose weight or drop a dress size or just feel more confident in your skin again from your body changing, then it's these small things that are going to help you achieve that result. Doesn't mean you have to eat chicken and broccoli every single day. It just means that you have to make smarter choices. And the good thing about using the apps that help you track your food, it puts you in control again. You're controlling what you're consuming. If you have a night out, you can cut back calories during the week to then have more calories during the weekend. But if you're just trying to guess your way through the week and you're trying to achieve a certain result, you're always going to lag behind. It's always going to drag you back. And again, I've been there before. I know exactly what it feels like. If you don't want to track your calories, that's fine as well, but it will make it a lot harder. If you don't track your calories, you just have to be really on point with your food Monday to Sunday. When you are tracking, it means you're in control. You're not going to track your food forever. It's only a short period of time. Just like when you're learning to drive a car, you might have a driving instructor for a couple of weeks or a few months. You pass your test, you don't need them again. Think of tracking your calories just like that. It's only a tool for you to learn. When you get to the point where you can understand what's in food, then you don't have to track. I personally don't track anymore. I did track for a long time, and now I understand what's in what. Now, if I do have a certain goal, I might track for a couple of days so I know exactly what I need to have, and then I won't track again. I get my clients to do the exact same. When they've gone through a phase of tracking their food or understanding their food, whether it be tracking, whether it be food pictures, whether it be food logs, whatever that may be, once they can understand what's in what, then they can start to maybe not track their food and then go on intuition. Because tracking isn't sustainable for the rest of your life. But if you can do it for a period to get the results but understand food more, that's going to be the biggest tool you can take throughout your health and fitness journey. Because it means in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years or 20 years, you know that having this amount of butter contains X, Y, Z. Same with oils, avocados, fruits. So put you back in control rather than just guessing it. Because again, just like me, I told myself, I've been eating really good. I've had my fruits and nuts. I've had my oils. I've had my seeds, but I'm not losing weight. What is wrong? Am I a failure? Is my body broken? Is my metabolism broken? No, it's the fact that I wasn't managing my calorie intake effectively, that I wasn't seeing results. So remember, it's a tool that's going to help you in the bigger picture. Don't see it as a chore. Don't see it as something that's negative. Use it as a way to keep yourself accountable, but also educate yourself on food. When you can have that perspective and that mindset shift, that you're tracking food to understand food better, to educate yourself on food, but also keep yourself accountable, then you're going to have a better relationship with tracking your food for a short period of time. Remember, it's not forever. It's only for a small time, just like when you're going to drive a car. You get lessons to pass your test and you can saunter on through life, not need an instructor again. And if that was helpful, let me know.